benign, and it is dark. It's like a cross between Saw and CSI, I suppose. I'm shooting that when I go back now. It's in Elstree Studios, and it's going to be released on the internet periodically, so you'll have the idea for each episode has been condensed down into 5 minutes. So you get 5 minutes 1 week, and then you get to watch 5 minutes. Hello. 5 minutes the week later, and you can, and based on its popularity, we'll decide whether it gets made into a 4-part series. So watch it. But James is a great writer. It's a really good idea. He's got lots of funding for it, so hopefully that will turn into something. I'm playing Prince Charming in Cinderella. And because of the band, I went to the producer and said, right, can you actually sing pop songs? I was like, why? He said, well, you're sort of rock, aren't you? I said, well, I can, I played Mac the Knife in the front of the opera. I can actually sing. Blue Gillespie's, it's a TV show. Blue Gillespie's is sort of my darker persona, and so they said, we'll make him a rock prince. That doesn't quite work on Prince Charming being a rock prince. It's a contradiction in terms. So hopefully by the time I start rehearsing that, they won't turn up with a lot of Led Zeppelin and things like that for me to sing. Hopefully they will keep him charming to a certain extent. That's Preston in the north of England. Been that for 5 weeks. And then another called The Casimir Effect, which is a 45-minute idea for a feature, similar in the way that District 9 was first made. He ignored everything that they told him in film school about making it 10 minutes and not spending loads of money on a student film. But the script is brilliant. They've got all the funding. They're going to turn it into a 45-minute feature with using a great new camera. They've got lots of great people on board. Filming that in March, fingers crossed. So yeah, it's pretty busy for me. So
Good.
What about you? You're in loads of stuff as well, aren't you?
Yeah.
Right on.
But when you came in to get the script and you knew you were going to die in Torchwood, how as an actor do you prepare to do a death scene? I mean, what's your method and how do you think about it? Or do you think about it?
I wanted to be as unremarkable as possible. Like less is more, I suppose. I wanted to be quite pointless, wasted, realistic. And he never gets to hear Jack tell him that he loves it, which was in the original idea, the original script, which is part of what I didn't like. Because it's realistic, and he just dies. And says, never forget me in 1,000 years' time. You won't forget me. And I didn't want it to be a big sweeping classical style death. I wanted it to be as unremarkable and as pointless as possible. So I didn't really do much preparation. I thought the more preparation you do with things like that, the more sort of precious it becomes, and the more overstated, and the more remarkable you try and make something. Usually, the more unremarkable it is. So I didn't really do any prep. I thought I'd just go in there, feel the scene, and die.
And Children of Earth, you guys brought in a lot of sort of rotating guest star people. How were they to work with, and how did they fit in with you guys?
They were really great. I mean, there was that sort of, as actors, we were suffering like the characters. We were still missing Byrne and Naoko. And I think that came through the performances. We were not a full unit, and then these other guys came in with Chris Jumbo, and Rick came in. You think at first that Rick's going to be the new Doctor, and then obviously he gets shot. And yeah, they were great. I mean, they'll never replace all cast members, but they agreed to completely new, different life into it. It became a different dynamic, which worked just as beautifully.
Did you guys give them a hard time and pick on them too with jokes and stuff?
I didn't get a chance because I was only in a couple of scenes with Rick. I wasn't really in any scenes with Kush. I would have, I would have given him a real hard time if I didn't see it. I'm sure John and Ian did.
And have you seen Russell to kick his ass yet or anything?
He's avoiding me.
It's took a lot of heat in San Diego.
No, I'm joking. He sent me a lovely message on the Thursday night episode 4 was airing, saying, thank you so much for all your work. Here's to Ianto and here's to Gareth David-Lloyd. And it brought tears to my eye.
Oh.
And that's what the show needs. It's a show where the realism makes the fantasy more believable because the realism is so real. So I was happy with the way the story went. I think if that hadn't happened, it wouldn't have been as great a show as it turned into.
When you watch Children of Earth, you almost get the impression that there's a finality to it, like it's the end of the series.